I always change things when I'm working on a new production. I mean, even with the same actors. It's 3 years since we did the show, and they've all grown. They're 3 years older, and I'm 3 years older, and we've all changed a little bit. And so one sees the world in a slightly different way, and something that seemed right 3 years ago now doesn't seem quite so perfect. Or maybe one of the actors is thinking something different, and that gives me an idea to make a change. Or maybe I see a little weakness in the story that I think I could make stronger by adding a bit of language or a bit of music. It's the great thing about theatre, is that it's live. You know, no bit of theatre is ever perfect. It's not like a movie. You don't finish it and then it's always going to be the same. The great thing about theatre is that it's organic. It changes all the time, and it has to change. It can't remain completely static. And that's the joy for an audience of coming to see it, is that they never know exactly what they're going to get. There's always a surprise. No two performances are ever going to be exactly the same. Well, the part of Jane Eyre is very complex. So you need an actress who has all that complexity inside her. And Jane Eyre is a very big story. It starts with a poor girl in an orphanage, and she has nothing, and she slowly grows through the story. But the way she grows is the inside of her grows, her mind grows, and her feelings grow. It's not a simple adventure story. It's not like a Hollywood movie. It's somebody who's changing inside themselves. So you have to have an actress who can change inside and grow in a spiritual and moral way through the story. And Takako is wonderful in that way. I mean, she has that ability to explore the more spiritual side of her nature in a big way, in an interesting way. And of course, she's got a beautiful singing voice to help support that journey, you know, so that you follow her when she's singing, but you also follow her when she's speaking, and you learn more and more about her as she's telling you that story. But the character of Rochester, he has to be very charismatic as well. He's got to be strong and experienced. He has to be the opposite of Jane in every way. Jane is poor and quiet and spiritual, and Rochester is mad, and he's experienced, and he's rich, and he's full of energy, masculine energy, passionate, uncontrolled. And the story of Jane Eyre is that slowly those two characters sort of change places, that Jane gets stronger and stronger and more certain of what she wants to do, and Rochester has a series of disasters happen to him which make him very weak, so that in the end Jane becomes stronger than Rochester, and Rochester needs Jane. So you have to have an actor, and we do have an actor in Satoshi who's got that ability to be wild and funny and intelligent and full of mad energy. But he also breaks your heart because of the way he loses his powers. Jane Eyre is one of the great stories. It teaches us all about love and about forgiveness, and it teaches us that although life can be very short and very difficult and very sad, there is great strength in the spiritual side, and in the theatre we can teach about those things probably better than anywhere else. That there is a calmness, a certainty, a purity in the human heart that we only really discover when we love somebody and when we forgive them for for the wrongs they've done us, and we forgive ourselves for the wrongs that we've done them.